And we live, baby.
Shalawam.
Shalawam. Shalawam, shalawam. All praise to the Most High. Shabbat shalawam. Lord, willing sisters are doing well through the Spirit. We are back with another Sisters Chats. And as you see the title, Friendship, Discernment, Boundaries, and Adult Relationships, Part 1. Real friends? So, without further ado, I'm gonna get the foundational precept first, and then we will continue to talk. And we have the beautiful sister Yao and I here with us. All praises to the Most High.
All praise the Most High, man. All praise the Most High. Shabbat Shalom, y'all. Lord willing, it's gonna be a good one, man. We're excited. First Peter 4:11 reads, "If any
God,
man speak, or you want, or did you? Oh, you read if
go
you want
ahead.
to read it. Okay,
Yep.
okay. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Yahushua Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen."
God, God,
Shabbat
I'm so
shalom.
excited. God, we want to speak the oracles of the Most High. And everything we do, we want to praise the Most High because it is only His ability. Okay, if it wasn't for the Most High, where would we be? It is only the Most High that we're able to be on here, understand these precepts, talk about these precepts. So Hebrews 2 and 24. I can get this y'all now. And let
Okay.
us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. So on here to provoke our sisters unto love and unto good works. But Shabbat Shalom. So yeah, we're excited for this one. So yeah, as you see, discernment, friendship, discernment, boundaries, and adult relationships. So this is gonna be a three-part series. Part one, we're gonna just be laying the foundation. What is a friend biblically? What is a friend? Because in the world, you might say, people might say, oh, that's my friend, but that's really not a friend. So part one, we're going to be talking, going into real friends. What is a friend according to the Bible? What is a friend? What does that look like? And yeah, so Yavana, did you have anything? Lord willing, sisters can ride it out with us to the three-part series. Should we say what part two and part three gonna go into?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little sneak peek, a little sneak peek, a little sneak peek. So,
Okay,
oh, go
so
ahead.
part two, we're gonna go into discernment. Am I lagging?
Mm-mm. Not on my end.
That is Satan.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I'll praise. So part two, we're gonna yeah.
Okay. I think it's lagging a little bit.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna rebuke that in the name of Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
part two, we're gonna go into discernment, real versus fake friends, and real versus fake friendships. So, part two, for the sisters, that means part one, we're just gonna be laying the foundation, going into what is a real friend. Okay, what is a friend according to the Bible, not the world's definition, but according to the Bible. Part two, we're gonna go into discerning healthy friendships versus unhealthy, real and toxic friends. And then part three, we're going to go into boundaries, knowing how to set boundaries and how your attachment style affects how you affects your friendships. Going into how adult friendships are different. So just stick with us. It's gonna be a good part series, Laurel, and it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I think this is something that needs to be talked about because just because just because we all follow in the Bible doesn't mean everybody's supposed to be a friend.
Yeah.
Everybody's not sincere, everybody's not genuine, and you got to know how to spot real friends and how to spot fake ones. So,
Yeah.
Kai, go ahead, Yabana.
And also to know that, you know, even though you might be friends with somebody in one season, don't mean that, you know, that's gonna be your best friends forever. It's not that's not how life goes. People, unfortunately, nobody likes to, but unfortunately, people fall out with one another. People are in different stages in their lives where, that certain friendship just isn't them anymore. You might have been in the world, you got a certain friend, and, y'all bonded over this certain thing. Now you in the truth, and it's different. It's like, you might not be friends anymore, you
Yeah, and
know?
I'm
So,
pretty sure. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure we can all attest to having close friends who were in the world. When we came to the truth, it was like some distance created, and it wasn't like on purpose. It just happened in the spirit because y'all don't agree together and walk together anymore. Like I had a best friend I was super super close with in the world, and we did all the folly together. Like I call her my ride or die, but we really was like in folly together. And so when I came into the truth, we still talk every now and then occasionally, but barely, because it's really like it's really nothing to talk about besides, hey, how the kids doing? That's really it. Because you're living the life that I no longer live anymore. And so it's like I'm pretty sure we can all attest to, falling out with people because you grow apart. And that happens in the truth as well. Now we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You still grow apart from people in the truth because some people enter different seasons in their lives and sometimes you outgrow people. So kind
Come
of.
on, man. We're gonna get into this thing then. We're
Yeah,
gonna get into
yeah,
what
already.
is a friend
Mhm.
according to the Most High.
Okay, so first we can look up. We can just get the basic definition friendship. Okay.
Basic.
Um. Okay. I like this one. A state of mutual trust and support between allied nations. Also, the emotions or conduct of friends. The state of being friends. Okay. Let's see what friends mean. Friends. How many of us love? Is that how it go?
Yep, friends. Yep.
um, um.
I like synonyms too. Companion.
Yeah.
Um, I think
Bosom friend. Is that what that bosom friend? A very close or intimate friend. A
the
person.
Bible is talking about laying in the bosom.
Yeah. A person whom one knows with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. Um, and also just putting that out there, like there also is a difference between an acquaintance and a friend. I know me and y'all not talked about this before,
Yes,
but
we did. Yes, we
this
did.
it's levels to this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, I remember. I remember we were in the Chili's parking lot, man, just talking about friends and just how even though me and Barry have been in this thing for some years, all praise to the Most High, we're still learning. We're always a student.
Yeah.
We're always a student. You're always learning how to be better, not only for yourself, your spirit, and being better to the Most High, but also in how you love your neighbor, how you love your friends, your sisters. And, that's something that comes with time and experience. It comes with time and experience and knowing like, hey, that really wasn't a friendship. That relationship really didn't, that friendship didn't really serve me. I gotta kind of protect my spirit in the season. I gotta kind of depart. There's no love lost. No spirits of resentment or bitterness or resentment. But I gotta do what I gotta do.
Um, yeah, and to that point, just because you grow y'all part ways, you grow apart. That doesn't mean that there's any beef. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we can mutually part ways in peace. There's no love lost just because I don't. It's not really profitable for me to kick it with you no more. Ain't no love lost. And I think sometimes we associate, oh, that sister don't like me anymore because she said that she don't really want to be around me anymore. And it's like, and I don't want to jump the gun, but we're gonna really touch on that into part three about the attachments and the way your attachment style, that stuff runs deep because it shows up in your everyday life. It shows up how you deal with your kids. It shows up how you deal with your husband. It shows up how you deal with friends and your sisters. Like just because someone say they need space, or just because someone say, hey, I don't think this is really serving me anymore. I don't think this is really profitable. That doesn't mean they hate you and that everyone's mad at you. Sometimes it's not you. So okay, let's get into it. So y'all know, did you have something you wanted to get first before I read this list?
No, you can get into the list first, and then we can jump into Sirach 6. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I asked a few friends of mine a few weeks ago what they thought friendship was, what they thought friendship wasn't, and I got some pretty good answer I want to share. So, some what friendship is and what it could look like. Both people showing up for each other and pouring into each other, however that may look, giving whatever you can, and doesn't always have to be monetary. Being able to be open, vulnerability in order, and having boundaries and honoring and respecting those boundaries. Being able to reprove and give correction when needed, not bias, even when we don't agree. Being attentive and considerate, and one counselor for 1,000 versus being at peace with many. So, those are a few things that I wrote down, what I got from other people, and I wanted to know y'all thoughts on that. Y'all know your thoughts on that. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good basis, a foundation of what a friendship will look like. Ultimately, it's both of y'all showing up and pouring into each other, whatever they may look like, because you may be in a season where you only able to give like 25%, 30% due to different things going on in life. But that's why it depends on whatever y'all are going through and being able to show up for each other, whatever they may look like, because every friendship dynamic is different. You might have just had a baby, or you might be grieving, you might got a lot on your plate, but with just a whole bunch of things you got going on. Maybe it be work, your business, school. So you may not be able to show up as much as you did in the prior season, but y'all are still friends. So, and also to note that just because you don't talk to someone as much how you used to do, don't mean that y'all not friends. You know what I mean? Like it's everything is a season. Like me and y'all are not gonna test. There's been seasons where we talk more and seasons where recently we talk less. And it ain't no love lost. It's still my dog, but life happens. So I'm gonna there. Oh, she's on. She's away. Oh, there she go.
I'm right here, guys. Sorry. But yes, those are very good points because I also do feel like sometimes like especially as women, we're emotional, we overthink sometimes,
Mhm.
so we're like, dang, it was me, oh, I must have did something. Oh,
Yeah.
why isn't it like this? And sometimes I feel like as women we be kind of like grieving or like, wanting to stay in the same season for the rest of our lives. And it's just not how that's
Life
not the will of
works.
the Most High. Yeah, it's not how life works. Everything is not going to be the same for years and years and years and years and years. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
People go through things. Some people have to take, like since we're saying, time for themselves. All those type of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also that to your point, being able to sit in the uncomfortable, like you said, because you said that sometimes as women, we're emotional, and that's very true, and we start to overthink. And I think sometimes we overanalyze, like you said, is it me? Did I do something? Overanalyzing the situation when it has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? And also, communication is key. Communication is definitely key. But being able to sit in uncomfortable because every season not gonna be the same the rest of your life. Like, and I think sometimes when we notice there's a change, we start to get a little bit of anxiety and panic. Like, change. Hold on. Why my friend not talking to me as much? Hold on. What's going on? And nothing's going on. It's just life. Life is life. Nothing's going on. And I think I'll speak for me personally when I say coming to this truth. Uh, Recently, over the past few months, past few years, especially since becoming a mother and being around people that are definitely more mature than me, and being able to learn and just I'll speak when I say it has it kind of forces you to grow up and forces you to, especially being a mom, it forces you to like it heals your inner child. Like it forces you to grow up and heal and realize your own toxic ways and how you can be a better friend, how you can be a better individual, and things like that. So, kind.
That reminds me of that precept um, that says it's in Sirach. I don't know if you know what it is, but basically saying to like wear down the steps of the elders' doorsteps, and as we get older, especially because I feel like I feel like both of us kind of have like maybe like a younger audience sometimes, a majority. So, as we get older, a lot of us are in our 20s, 30s, you know, as we get older, we have to, increase in maturity as well. Like everything is not, a high school relationship. High school friends, okay, yes, we do this, this, and this together. It's fun. Okay, where we going this weekend? Where we doing this? We doing that? But this is real life. A lot of us are stepping into wifehood, motherhood, you know, that elevation requires,
Grown women status.
yes,
You
grown
gotta
woman
put away the
status.
childish things. Put away the childish things. We're not kids no more.
Exactly. Exactly. But I was gonna get um Sirach 6 and 9. But Saki, I don't know if he pulled 7 or 6.
Well, we can just start at
5.
we can start at 6.
Okay.
What the
Okay.
world? My kids up, bro. Real.
You have to bear with us, man. These kids.
I don't. I hear her playing my Bible, and she likes to mark it up. So I'm gonna hold on. You can
Okay.
read. You can start reading at verse
Okay,
6 after that.
Con. This is Sirach chapter 6 and verse 6. It reads, "Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him." And just like the sister was saying, certain seasons they're different for people, different people. Certain seasons they might require some isolation. Just like Christ. Christ, he had to be in a season of going away from the disciples, certain parts of, the Gospels, you'll see how shy he departed from them. He had to go and pray and spend that time with the Most High. He wasn't, always, okay, disciples, yeah, I'm with the disciples, da da da. He had to take time to be with the Father. And as we grow up and we elevate and we mature and we see, okay, yes, we know that this truth can be very hard. You gotta have compassion too. You gotta have compassion, and you want to receive compassion from your friends and your sisters, because this walk is hard. This walk is not for the weak. It's not. So we need grace, and we need to give grace to our friends. So, you definitely want to prove your friend, and you don't want to just be also ignorant and just calling everybody your friend. Oh yeah, that's my friend, da da da, just because she got friends on. Or oh, okay, well, we're in the same camp, so we got to be best friends. No, you have to prove everybody, because everybody isn't for everybody, and it's not no this, no bad thing. It's just what it is. Everybody has different spirits. Everybody has different tolerances. People grew up a certain type of way. It's all types of different factors that play into who is supposed to be friends with who.
Yeah. Yeah, Khan. That was a good point. Khan, heavy on that. And I think that's something we might confuse sometimes. We think, oh, just because I'm in the same camp, or me and his sister, we got this in common, or we like to cook, so we need to be friends. Like, it's real. Like you said, putting away those childish things, putting away that high school stuff. In high school, you was like, girl, you like watching the Friends show. I do too, girl. Let's be friends. Let's just be friends. Oh, girl, you like eating chicken. I do too, girl. Let's be friends. Like, just because you have a few things in common, or y'all in the same camp, or whatever the case may be, that don't mean you're supposed to be friends with them. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of humans on this earth you might got things in common with, but are you meant to be their friend? No.
Exactly.
Like I said, it's a lot of factors that go into being a friend, especially a sincere, godly friend. A sincere, godly friend. But for some man as a friend, you stopped at 7, right?
Con.
Okay. For verse 8, for some men is a friend of his own occasion will not abide in the day of thy trouble, and there's a friend who being turned to enemy and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction, but in thy prosperity he will be as thyself and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure. Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend. His excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright, for as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. So, just to touch on what a friend is someone that's going to be there in your day of affliction. It says some friend is a companion at the table will not contend the day of the affliction. So a real friend will be there, a companion at your table when you up, and will be there in your affliction when you're going down. If you cannot depend on that person when you're going through it, if that friend won't be praying for you in sincerity, if that friend don't want the best for you, if that person they hit you up and when they need something, when you need something, you need prayer, when you need a shoulder to lean on, when you're going through hard times in your life and affliction, they nowhere to be found, then that's not a friend. So a friend is someone that's going to show up for you and pour into you just like you show up for them and pour into them. That's what a friend is going to do. And if your so-called friends ain't doing that, then you might need to evaluate who your friends is, because friends show up for each other in righteousness, whatever they may look like in that season. Again, to everything there's a season. So your friend might be going through something and she may not be showing up as much, and that's okay. That's life. But look from a big scale of things. Does this person ever show up for you? Has this person ever poured into you? Is this person genuine? Those are the things you need to ask yourself. Because a friend, they're gonna be there through the thick and thin. They're gonna be there through the thick and thin. That's what the Bible say. They're gonna be a companion at the table, but they also gonna continue in the day of thy affliction. And also, someone wanted to know, it says the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. So don't force it, man. The Most High will direct your friendship aright. He will guide you to your tribe. Ministers I talk to, that we like to say, find your tribe. He will guide you to your tribe. He will guide you to the people that are meant to be in your life, the sincere sisters you should have in your life. If you're trying to force it and just cleave to anybody you see, because oh she got a nice garment, or oh she the wife of the leader of the camp. If you're just trying to cleave to everybody you see because it seems like they got status, then you're gonna find yourself in a messy situation. But kind of you.
Con, and I think a lot of the times too, you know, you people be forcing the course of the river. You force the
Yeah.
course of the river, and it's like you don't want to be that person where you're trying so bad. Oh my gosh, I just want a friend. All my friends in the world may have left me, or I just need somebody to talk to. I can't find nobody, and it's like you forcing the course of the river, and just like I said, now you're in a messed up situation. You got somebody betraying your secrets, like scriptures say. You got somebody that's talking about you, talking crazy about you. They're not there for you.
Yep.
Lord forbid, they're throwing curses up on you. I mean, you don't want that. And this is a good precept. This is a good precept. Sirach 4:26. Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river. You gotta pray for these things. You gotta pray. That's something that we should be putting our prayers to. It's a really good prayer to pray that the Most High allows not only other people to be good friends to us, but that we be good friends to others. That we're showing up for our tribe how we're supposed to, how we're not neglecting the people that the Most High has blessed us with and placed in our lives. Because you could very well not have nobody. Because the sisters out here, they don't got nobody. But you want to pray before you do anything. Before you do anything, before you call somebody a friend, and you're quick to hasty to credit them. Oh yeah, that's my friend. My friend. My friend. My friend. The whole time they're a demon behind closed doors, and now people are like, dang, that's your friend. She over there doing X Y Z. They over there breaking commandments. That's your friend. You sure? What's going on? And now you got their spirit hopping on your spirit, and it's a whole bunch of mess. But
God. God. I wanted to get this, and I think this is one of yours too, so you can touch on whatever he was gonna bring out. But I wanted to touch on the back to the points we laid of what we thought a friend is. Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So as we said, a friend is both people showing up for each other, both people pouring into each other, however they may look in that season. So a just balance. It has to be a balance. Y'all both gotta. And we're gonna touch on that in a few minutes. But friendship requires effort. Y'all both gotta show up. You both pour into each other. And if it's just one sided, that's not a friendship. It's not a friendship if it's never mutual effort. Because there is a thing such as one sided friendships. There's a thing like that is a thing. Do you wanna touch on something on now?
yeah, and very good point. And that's just going with examining too. That's why it's not only examining yourself, but examining those around you as well. And like the sister was saying, like friendships, they require work, effort. And everything in this life requires effort and work. So if you think that you don't have to maintain your friendships, maintain your sisters, then you're sadly mistaken. And you're gonna be left with no friends. Because nobody wants to feel like, dang, I call this sister a friend, but she's never there for me. She never prays for me. She never, encourages me in the Lord. Like, what's really going on? And just like this precept was saying, the Most High, he doesn't deal with false balances. It's an abomination to him. So you don't want to be moving in a spirit to where it's a false balance between you and your friendships, whether that's you're not showing up how you're supposed to as a woman, as a friend, and or that sister that you call your friend is not showing up for you. Something's gotta happen. You gotta talk about that thing in righteousness. You gotta pray on it, pray together with it, and make sure that, of course, grace is given out, but it's gotta be a mutual effort required. It's required.
Kind. Um, Also, uh, being able to be open too. Like you don't want to like. Pretty sure it might be annoying if every time y'all when I ask me, Barry, what's wrong, and I'll be like, nothing, nothing, nothing. Every time, Barry, what's wrong? Nothing, nothing. Beer, you good? Yeah, nothing, nothing, nothing. Beer, what's wrong? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Like, be able
I'm
to,
okay. I'm okay.
be vulnerable. Right. Like, be able to be vulnerable when need be, and righteousness with a balance. Like, you don't gotta pour your whole life story out. But if someone is trying to check on you, and that's your friend, because now some people, I'm gonna put that out there. Some people, they just trying to check and be nosy. They don't really care. They just trying to check and be nosy, so they can gossip about you. Maybe spirits hop on people like that. That stuff is real. But if this person is your friend, y'all have proved each other, y'all have a genuine, sincere friendship, and she trying to see what's going on with you, because she can tell, because she know you so well, and you have nothing, nothing, nothing. Yeah, it's like, girl, come on now. I'm trying to bear your burdens. Two is better than one. You keep me at arm's distance. You keep shutting me out. We're gonna talk about that in part three, going into the attachment styles and boundaries, because sometimes you have an attachment style where you may not realize it, but you really don't do well with getting close with people. So anytime you feel someone getting close to you, you kind of back up, like, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not used to this. Now I got to shut you out because I'm fine. I can do it on my own. So, I ain't gonna jump the gun too much, but just want to put that out there. Anyways, yeah. So be able to be open and vulnerable. I mean, righteousness, because friendship. That is also part of friendship. Being able to have those heart to heart moments when need be, and also being able to have the hard talks. So I'm gonna go into the next one. Being able to have hard talks, being able to rebuke one another in love, because like we were saying, in the world, that's why we're talking about what is a friend according to the Bible. That's not how you ask. What is a friend according to the Bible? Because in the world, you might say that's my friend, but your friend doing dumb stuff. You're not telling her she's doing dumb stuff. You just praising her sin. She over here doing madness, and you not. You know how sometimes in the world, you don't nobody tell you nothing you was doing wrong, but as soon as you come in the truth and repent, now everybody got something to say. But you weren't saying none when I was dressing like a
Right.
whore. You weren't saying none when I was spreading my legs to everyone. You wasn't saying
Okay.
nothing when I was doing manner of folly and madness. But now that I repent and I'm doing the things the Most High God told me to, now you got something to say.
The
So it's
most to
like
say.
it's like this thing in the world with our people. They be scared to speak up, but they talk behind you. They talk about you behind your back, but they don't want to tell you to your face that you're doing something wrong. So according to and you know how you try to tell somebody something in the world, you hating on me, you hating on me. No, I love you and I want the best for you. So I'm telling you to get it together, sis. So that's a part of friendship too. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Proverbs 27:5. Being able to give correction and rebuke your friend in righteousness and in love when you see her doing something that's against the Most High. When you see her doing something that's against the Bible. When you see her doing something that's really contrary and something she shouldn't be doing. And sometimes it ain't really got to be so deep as much of a sin. But sometimes even something simple as I'm trying to think, like, hey, you probably could have said that in a nicer tone to your husband, man. You know what I'm saying? Or something along the lines of I'm trying to think, because sometimes it's not always so deep. Sometimes it's just simply looking out for each other. It's like simply looking out for each other. So be able to, girl, sorry y'all. Be To sum it all up, be able to be receptive to feedback. Be able to be open to correction if your friend is trying to tell you something that she noticed that you've been doing, whether it be sin or whether she's just looking out for you because she know that you can do better. And that's what friendship is, pushing each other to be better. So you gotta be okay with being uncomfortable and wanting to grow. Because if you got real friends around you, real friends gonna push you to be better, and y'all gonna push each other because iron sharpen iron. So if you got somebody in your corner that's supporting you, uplifting you, encouraging you, pushing you to be better, rebuking you, and you're doing the same thing for them, because that's a friendship, both sides. You might want to keep that person in your corner. That's a good person. That's a good friend. But I yield. And you may not always agree. You're not gonna always agree, and that's okay. Being able to disagree in righteousness, we can agree to disagree, because I mean, you're not gonna always agree on the same thing. I'm pretty sure there's been times, can't remember a specific example, but pretty sure there's been times, man, y'all would not have disagreed on some things.
Okay. And
So
that's how you get a fulfilling and meaningful and powerful friendship. You can't be afraid of bumping heads. You're gonna bump heads
Yeah.
with a true friend.
Yeah.
Now, an acquaintance, everything will be, oh yeah, girl, da, 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 da. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm right, I'm with you there. Like even in the world, they got the spirit now. Yeah, friend. They call random strangers on the internet friend. Now da 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 friend.
Right. That's annoying. How weird.
Like, bruh. But we gotta know that you can't be calling everybody your friend. The spirit behind it, and goodness, what just happened in there? I don't know what's going on in there, y'all. But when you were talking about okay, so I get, but it made me think of Galatians 6:2. You gotta bear one of those burdens. And when you were touching on, you just kind of giving like, oh well, yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine, da da da. But whole time you're struggling and you're drowning. What's the point of calling that person a friend if you literally cannot confide in them? You can't seek no type of comfort through the words that they're saying through the scriptures, through Yahweh Shemir Shai. It's like, what's the point? And me and Barry, we say this all the time. Your circle can make or break your walk. It can really make or break your walk. So if you got either nobody or you got poor friends and sisters around you, your chances of being able to endure is just like, it's gonna be that much harder because you don't have a good solid friendship helping you. Because when you have that friend that's praying with you, fasting with you, y'all are bearing one of those burdens, y'all can go much, much, much more further than somebody that's okay, you with somebody and you're the only one putting in effort, or they're the only one putting in effort, and now it's like, bro, you having to bear all these burdens by yourself, and they just, oh well, whoop-de-doo, I'm just gotta do what I do. No, and that's not even how Yahweh Shai moves. Because it all goes back to Yahweh Shai at the end of the day. He is the ultimate friends. He said we're supposed to be the friends of God. So you gotta evaluate, like, dang, am I being a good friend? Is this how Yahweh Shai would treat his friends? He laid down his life for his friends. So if you can't even bear a burden or be willing to let others bear your burdens, it's like, is this really your friend? We gotta examine it. We gotta reevaluate. Most high. Sister said she open to making new friends in the chat.
All praises. All praises. Kanye, that was some good points. Khan, all praises most high. All praises. Also wanted to I'm gonna go back to Sirach 6. And that precept you wanted about wear out the stops, that was in chapter 6 too. It was verse 36. But I also wanted to go back to verse 6. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have one counsel for 1,000. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have a one counsel for 1,000. So like we were saying, just because you might speak to a lot of sisters, you might be cordial or see sisters in passing, whatever the case may be. But like we were saying, doesn't mean everyone is your friend. Just because y'all are all because I'll just use a big camp for example. Just because y'all all are in a huge big camp doesn't mean you're going to be friends with every single sister in that big camp, or even be friends with every single sister in that city that you're in. Now, of course, be cordial, be loving, because we're supposed to love our neighbor. Like, don't get it confused when we're talking about friendship. You're still supposed to love your neighbor. You're commanded to love your neighbor. Okay? So some of these things do apply to whether you're friends with them or not. You still supposed to, if you see a sister in your body doing something ungodly, you still supposed to be able to pull her to a side or send her a message and with love reprove her, because that's loving your neighbor. That's literally the law. Don't suffer sin upon your neighbor. But as far as friendship, everyone is not, and friendship is intimate, not in a wicked homosexuality way, but friendship is intimate, and you're not meant to be intimate with everyone. For you're not meant to be on a close level with anyone. So don't get it confused. You're still supposed to love your neighbor, but we're talking about friendship, knowing your friends, knowing your inner circle, being able to choose your inner circle, the people that you are including in your life in the most intimate moments of your life. Because a real friend, hey, they gonna be there for you when you grieving. You might have lost your parents, or you going through hard times. That friend, a real friend, is gonna be there for you during that time. So we're talking about that inner circle of people that's gonna be with you through the thick and thin. because that's friends. That's friendship. That's real friendship. But
Con, con. And it's just like you don't wanna be so available either.
yes,
You don't want to be
yes.
so available, and now you are. You're trying to be friends with everybody, and now
Mhm.
you got all types of demons opening up to your vessel.
Tell y'all, y'all not tell y'all. I learned the hard way a few times.
I done talked to her, and we done been through it. So you can't. It's nothing wrong with hey sis, I'm here for you, but you have to have boundaries. But we're not gonna jump the gun because
Yeah, we're not
boundaries
gonna
are
jump the gun.
in
We ain't gonna jump the gun.
you got to stay tuned to the different parts. Okay, but all personal side. But yeah, man, you gotta make sure that you're not overthrowing yourself.
Yeah,
You gotta know your limits, know yourself, know who you're dealing with. Again, be at peace with many. I love my neighbor, I love my sisters, and what our relationship is, it is what it is.
yeah,
And I might have a better, not necessarily better, I won't say better, but a different, a different relationship with somebody else, and
yeah.
that's
And then you
okay.
can,
It's
yeah,
not nothing to be offended about.
yeah,
Oh dang, you don't want to be envious either. Dang, well that them sisters, I want to be cool with them, and we don't have the same bond. She cooler with that sister than she is with me, and da da da. Da. And it's like you overstepping, because that's the will of the Most High. The Most High want you to be cool with that said sister. You gonna be cool with her,
yeah. Don't be fanned out. That's weird. It's really weird.
right? For real
For
though.
real.
Go
But
on.
oh, so go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was landing my point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that really can segue into the next section. Friendships look different. Not every friendship will be the same.
Yeah.
Depth matters, time matters, connections differ. So don't compare your bonds. Don't compare your friendship with this sister and her friendship with another sister, because some people got history, years long of history.
Yep.
Now, I will say you might not have long history, but you can still be close to someone. But
Mhm.
fact of the matter is, if somebody been cool with somebody for years on end, there's more history there. There's more time there, more depth there. So they may be able to talk a certain way to each other, not saying in a rude way, but they bond is different. They may be able to talk more in depth about certain matters, or do different things together. So you can't compare your bond with someone and her bond with someone else, because y'all bonds are different. Y'all are two different people. So also keep that in mind when it comes to friendship. Friendships look different. Every friendship is not going to be the same, because you might be friends with someone for 5 years, someone else for 2 years, someone else for a few months, and again, time really is none but a thing, because you might be friends with someone for 5 years and then meet another friend and y'all been cool for a few months and you're pretty close with that sister. Y'all are good friends, but still every connection is different. Every connection is different. So don't compare your bonds. Don't compare the different friendships of different people in your life. So yeah, I wanted to just throw it out there. And also, as a friend, you want to be attentive and considerate. You want to be attentive and considerate. If you know that, first of all, I'm just get this real quick. Of course, Christ said it best. Luke 6:31. And as you would that man should do to you, do you also to them likewise. So treat people how you want to be treated as a friend, and not even just a friend, to your neighbor as well. But treat people how you want to be treated. If you know that your friend will not appreciate that, then don't do that, because you should know your friends. I mean, I know there's some things that I know there's things about y'all and I that I know she don't like. So I'm not gonna purposely do those things. So don't purposely do things, and then that's provoking one another. Don't provoke one another to anger. That's in the Bible.
And
If
that's
you know
wicked.
that your friend
That's
wouldn't
wicked.
appreciate that, don't do that. Treat your friend, be the friend to people that you want people to be the friend to you. Like,
Mhm.
treat people how you want to be treated. And that's not even outside of just intimate friendships, but just in people in general. Have some common decency. Be
Mhm.
considerate. You wouldn't want nobody speaking to you like that. Watch your tone, watch the way you say things, because that matters as well. Don't nobody want to be friends with someone or talk to, not even just friends. Don't nobody want to talk to people that always got something nasty to say, always got getting smart at the mouth, always got an attitude.
Mhm.
Don't always a party pooper, being a negative Nancy. People don't want to be around no one like that, and nobody wants to be a friend with someone like that. So be mindful of that as well.
Come on. Come on. Yeah. It's facts right there. And you just You want to be attentive to. You don't want to be ignorant of your friendships either. I want to say that. You don't want to be ignorant of nothing, small or big. And that goes for friendships too. Here it is. This sister, she's your friend. She's been going through it for the past 2, 3 weeks, month, whatever period of time. And you just, oh, lottie dottie. Yep, I got this going on, da da da. But you're not even considering, like sister was saying earlier, dang, this sister just had a baby. I haven't even asked her how she was feeling. How's she
She need
doing?
anything? Can I come over
Right.
there and cook for her? Drop some off. Send her a care package in the mail.
Something. You want to be considerate because what? The Most High is considerate to us. He
Mm,
showed us how to be considerate, and we are to translate this. We're supposed to be the light. We're supposed to be walking reflections of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the power that works, Him working through us. So you got to be considerate. You can't be so absorbed within yourself or be idolizing yourself. Okay, it's just me, me, me. This is how I feel. This is what I got going on, and then you just not even considering other people because that can drive friends away too.
yeah.
That'd be another reason. Like, dang, like why I ain't got no friends? Why I don't have no real good bond with nobody?
Gosh, I can't spell for
You might be the problem. That's something
Right.
you
You're not
gotta
a person people want to be friends with. You
right
nasty and not considerate.
at all. Hmm.
God, this Philippians, that was mighty point you brought out. Philippians 2 and 3, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
Yeah.
Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua. So this same mind was in our Lord and Savior. This
Hmm.
same mind was in Christ. Not like the sister said, not being observed and just absorbed in always what you got going on. But if you call yourself being a friend to someone, you're going to be considerate of what they're going, be like you said, attentive and considerate what they're going through. Now, of course, you should be communicating. Like, we're grown women here, we're not going to read your mind. Sis, if you need
Right.
something, if you're going through something, if you gotta let me know. I can't read your mind. Hell, I gotta excuse me, I gotta take care of kids, gotta take care of my home, I gotta take care of my husband. I'm not finna beg no grown woman to say something.
Right.
So communicate. Now to what she was saying, once someone has communicated and you call yourself a friend, your friend done told you that they've gone through a really hard time, or your friend just had a baby, or your friend is grieving, just lost someone in her life. You haven't even thought to check on your friend. You just you ain't thought to ask if she needed anything or sent her anything in the mail or even just some. It didn't even got to be something extravagant, just something that you can do within your means to show your friend that she's not alone during that time. That hey, because that's what friendship is. That I can lean on you.
Right.
You ain't got to spend a band. It could be because alms is not always monetary.
Mhm.
Giving and showing up for your friends is not always monetary. It could be heartfelt stuff, something homemade with love if you can, or just a card in the mail, or just a FaceTime call and sending something sweet, whatever you can do to show up for your friend in the season she's in and what she's going through. Because you would want someone to do that for you if you just had a baby, or if you're grieving, or if you're going through a hard time, if you're going through a rough season.
Mhm.
It could even be something not so serious. You just know your friend going through a rough season. She may be having a lot on her plate with the kids. Even it could just be an encouraging text like, "Hey girl, I know you're going through a lot, but just wanted to tell you you're doing an amazing job. I love you so much. Keep going." It could be even words of encouragement.
Yeah.
It could be words of encouragement.
Hmm.
So fine. Be
Yeah, man.
attentive, man. Let me see what let's get that.
Exhorting one another, man. Yeah, it's been so many times where I might have been in a funky spirit, a funky mood. I text my dog, get on FaceTime with my dog, and hey, I leave that call feeling better, refreshed through the
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
That's what it's
And
all about.
and that's something you want to consider. If this person, and ain't gonna jump the gun, but I'm gonna just say this because a friend is also someone that can like revive you through the spirit. And I'm
Mm,
not saying depend on that friend like that's your lifeline, but if you don't leave that friend house or leave that phone call feeling rejuvenated and you feel more drained and like, oh, that girl, she done drained me, you might need to re-examine.
yeah, yeah.
But attentive means paying close attention to something, paying close attention to something,
Hmm.
assiduously attending to the comfort or wishes of others, very
Mm,
polite or courteous, attending to the comfort. You need anything? You good? I know this has been a rough season for you. Your kids been under the weather for the past few weeks. I can make y'all some homemade soup. drop off you some homemade medicine. Sis, you're doing such an amazing job. I know you've been going through a lot. I'm praying for you. Whatever,
Give them some
show up.
precepts.
Yeah.
You know, look at the synonyms. Hold on. We got caring, tender, courteous, responsible, decent, mannerly, polite, kind, understanding. You gotta understand that folks be going through stuff. You gotta understand that every day is not a happy, wonderful day. Your sister, she might be in a little crappy mood, and instead of you just jumping to the offense, the defense, whatever, now you gotta be like, dang, well, hold on, this ain't my girl. What's wrong? Let's dig into this. So is there you need some prayer requests? Like what's going on? I ain't heard from you, or you kind of, I'm sensing the spirit. Your spirit kind of look like it's a little off. Let's dig into this thing. That's a true friend. Not somebody that okay, oh she tripping. I'm gonna leave her alone. I don't know.
Yeah. Say that. I was about to say that. That's the spirit. You took the words from my mouth. I was gonna say, us women sometimes we catty. You notice a sister maybe, you notice she may be not her usual self, and instead of asking you good, you okay, you going to someone else. You notice her attitude. What she got going on? I ain't got time for that. Now if it's a repetitive thing, this sister always got attitude, then that's different.
Right.
If you know something, if this is not a repetitive thing, and this sister, she's not in her usual character, she may just need you to ask she's okay. Now, I'm not saying go out and seek attention from others, but I'm saying as a friend, or just being a decent human, of loving your neighbor, you notice, you might, for example, I might notice y'all and I might not be her usual self. You good? Ask her if she's okay versus trying to, she got, I ain't deal with that sister. I ain't got time for that. That you don't know what that sister might be going through. Right. You don't know what she might be dealing with. And like I said, that's not even just your friendship, but just people you might be in a camp with, or just being just loving your neighbor in general, Mm-hmm. So instead of us women, we like to try to group up and, here she go. I ain't got time for this. Right. And ask somebody okay. Throw a prayer up for them. But so kind. I think that was pretty much it on my part. I'm gonna get Proverbs 18:24. Proverbs 18:24. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. You gotta show yourself friendly. Let me see. Friendly, kind and pleasant, favorable or serviceable. Okay, synonyms: affectionate, cordial, warm. I ain't even gonna butcher that. Amiable, having or displaying a friendly and pleasant manner. Good natured, pleasant, winning, neighborly, personable, conversible, hospitable. So a man that have friends must show him something friendly. Be friendly. You ain't gotta be so hard body, stuck up, nasty, stank attitude. Show yourself friendly. Because there's a friend that stick up closer than a brother. That friend gonna stick with you through thick and thin. If that's a sincere friend. And you over here treating your friend like crap.
Right.
You treat people like crap, people are not gonna want to be around you. Like the sister said, you might be the problem because you're not a nice person.
Right. You might think you are.
So like you go ahead.
So like you might think you are, but
right, exactly. And also what we were going into about friendships are different. Not every friendship will be the same. Death matters, time matters, all that thing. But again, to the flip of that, time is really only but a thing, because you might be friends with someone for 5-10 years, and then you might meet someone else, and y'all ain't been friends that long, but y'all are still pretty good friends. So to that, I also want to say, show up for everyone, in the sense of like, it doesn't matter. Like, don't only show up for the people that you have been friends with for X amount of years, and then you forget about. Let me get this. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. I'm only cool with my best friend. I only check with my best friend.
Right, exactly. You took the words from my mouth. Thank you, Twin. Thank you.
I got you. But
when you don't want to forsake that old wine, because that old friend is like what's that precept? You know what I'm talking about?
Sirach, I'm trying to see, is it 20?
Oh,
Hold on. Mom. Rainbird. Okay.
Cyrac 9. I was just in. That's crazy. I overlooked it. Okay, Cyrac 9 is here. Forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him. A new friend is as new wine. When it is old, thou shalt drink it with pleasure. So at the same time, don't forsake an old friend. You might get around some new people, and I mean, pretty sure we see it in movies and TVs. The kids at high school, they find a new group of friends and they forget their old friend. It's like, you forgot about me. What about me? You forgot about me. So don't forsake your old friend. That friend that been with you through thick and thin. Now you done leveled up. You don't call them no more. You don't check on them no more. You know how I tell you this. Uh you know how sometimes I'll say, like, you might have an elder. They might have had an old friend, and that old friend is in prison or jail, unfortunately, but they still call and check on them, still send them stuff
Mm-hmm.
in the mail to check on them. Don't forsake that old friend. That friend might have made some crazy dumb choices, but
Yeah.
that friend was there for you through thick and thin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was just a random example, but don't forsake an old friend, man. Brielle, sorry y'all.
No, you good. And that's how you get those long, meaningful, and the relationships where they be like, oh yeah, we were cool for X amount of years, da, 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 da. That's because they didn't forsake the friend. That's because when it got hard, they showed up for them, and vice versa. That's how you get those those good, fulfilling biblical friendships. That's how it happens. So don't, instead of envying somebody else's bond, you have to make sure that you're doing the groundwork. You're making sure that you're being there for your friends. You're stewarding your friendships how you're supposed to, according to the Most High. And then the Most High will give that increase. He'll give that time. He'll give that age to your friendship, so then you can drink it with pleasure, so you can reap the fruit of that friendship. Somebody to depend on, somebody that you can call on, because two is better than one. We know
Come.
that. That's Ecclesiastes 4:9. So we got to know this. And I also wanted to say too, when you're bringing out the friendly definition, I like how it said to be serviceable, because I feel like that goes into what we were saying earlier too. You got to be able to be serviceable. You have to be willing to let your friends work on you. And when I say that, I'm saying you have to let people, again, be able to approve you, show you, hey sister, this you could really work on this area right here, and vice versa. That's being friendly too. That's a part of being a friend. So you definitely want to be serviceable and be willing to be that to other sisters as well. And that could be a determiner too. Hey, you see you trying to be, you trying to help sisters, like, hey, says you can work on so and so XYZ, and they're not trying to take it. Hey, that's when you gotta apply that Titus 3:10. Hey, the man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition, read that.
Come.
But we can get into that in the next part. We can get into that
Come.
next part. But we friendships, they're supposed to be selective. They're supposed to be selective, and they're supposed to be fruitful. And I wanted to get it's like it's Sirach 37:1. Um Every friend saith, I am his friend also, but there is a friend which is only a friend in name. And that's what I was talking about earlier. All this on the internet. Oh yeah, friend this, friend that. You don't know the people from Can of Paint. Y'all just kiki ha ha on the internet. Y'all haven't been through no trials, no tribulations together. You ain't been through nothing. On your friend in name. You just call them your friend. But we know that, especially as women following Christ, we seek deeper things. We're spiritual beings. We don't desire, well, we shouldn't desire surface level relationships and interactions. That's for the world. We're not surface level people. Shouldn't want to be. You want to have deep, meaningful connections because those things are powerful.
Con.
You don't, and even this too. You don't want on another fold. You don't want to be this to the Most High because we're supposed to be friends of God. I gotta put that on the back end too, because you don't want to be that person. Yeah, I'm a friend of God. Yeah, I love the Most High. Da, 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 but you're just a friend in name. You just lip service. You just get lip service in the Most High, but you're not following Him in your actions. But I'll yield right there.
Con. Con. All praises. Um. Con. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this thing that I had because that's really all I have for real for this part. I'm gonna pull up this post, but um, Sister brought out some good points. And to the point about friendship requires effort as well. You know, again, not saying you got to make someone your lifeline, but people make time for what they want to make time for. And so, if y'all are saying, if you say that person is your friend, or y'all say y'all friends, then friendship requires effort. It requires effort on both parties, whatever they may
Mhm.
look like in that season. But it requires showing up for each other, checking in on each other. Both of y'all putting to the work. Both of y'all putting in effort and work.
Um, could I bring out this really, really quick while you're getting that? Um,
All right, I already got it, but yeah, go ahead. What was it?
oh no, no, go ahead then. Go ahead, go ahead. I always laughter.
You sure? Okay. So, friendship green flags. How to spot a true friend. They celebrate your wins. They're genuinely happy for you, for your successes without jealousy or competition. You feel safe being yourself. No need to filter your personality, opinions, or emotions. And that's a good point. That's a good one. Because do you feel safe being around that person, like being yourself? You don't got to walk on eggshells.
Put
You don't
on a
got
mask.
you don't got to put on a mask. And now, granted, it might be it is also, I feel like it's situational, meaning if y'all are still proving each other, you just met. Obviously, you're still warming up to each other.
Right,
But think of it on a big scale of things. On a big scale, are you able to like really be yourself, or you feel like you got to walk on eggshells because that person is always easily offended? You might need to re-examine. They may not be a friend for you.
right,
They respect your boundaries. They don't pressure you and make you feel guilty for saying no. They check in on you even when life gets busy. They make an effort to stay connected.
hmm,
So again, the effort on both parties. If you got someone that just checking up, seeing how you doing, and I mean, even then, um, people could check up on you. Y'all might not be close friends. That's okay.
right. Might have an acquaintance relationship like that,
Yep.
where y'all just check on each other every now and then.
Yep.
You good? You all right? Oh, okay.
They support your growth. They encourage you to be your best self and push you toward your goals. They correct you with love. They're not afraid to call you out when you're wrong, but they do it with kindness and a desire to help you grow, not to embarrass or belittle you. They stand by you in tough times. They don't disappear when things get hard. They respect your growth and change. They don't try to hold you back or guilt trip you for evolving. They don't keep score. No, I did this for you, so you owe me mindset. They laugh at you, not at you. Playfulness and jokes are mutual, never mean spirited. Mm. So, yeah, all praises. But that's all I had. What did you have?
Come on. And we're gonna get into that next part with discernment and how to discern those things, Lord willing. But I did want to pull out this account too because Lord willing, sisters have read the book of Job. That's a very good book, mighty book. Job 2:11. So when Job was going through it, everybody know about the story of Job. Most people, Job went through it. He went through it, and his three friends, they came and they comforted him. This is Job 2:11. Now when Job's three friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. So these three friends, they came from their own spot, whatever they had going on, and they made an appointment together. They said, "Hey, look, we finna go check on Job, cause he just lost his kids, his health is compromised, he's going through it. He's been touched by the Most High God. We gotta go. Let's go over there and let's go mourn with him and try to comfort him through the Spirit." So that's a prime example. This is how we want to be with our friends too. Um, think we can end it there. Again, y'all gotta tune in. Y'all gotta tune in for the series part. Yeah, y'all gotta turn in because we're gonna hit an hour. All praise the Most High. Um,
All praises. That was a good point. I want us to go back to this real quick. And Sirach 6:14. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that have found such a one have found a treasure. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. So we already read that, but I wanted to just harp on it. That real friendship is mutual care and accountability. So, y'all, that's a faithful friend. A faithful friend is that medicine of life. It's like, life is hard enough as it is, like the sister was saying. When you're not feeling good and you need some medicine and makes you feel better. That's how a good genuine friendship or good genuine community should feel like. They help you feel better and refresh through the spirit. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying depend on that person as your lifeline because you shouldn't, but that friend, it refreshes your soul like medicine when you ain't feeling good during this hard captivity, this hard life in captivity. So
mm,
keep that in mind. Friendship is mutual. Of friendship is so to recap, we're gonna do a quick recap. Friendship is a biblical friendship, mutual care and accountability. Y'all both pouring into each other, showing up for each other, whatever they may look like, being able to reprove and give correction when needed, being attentive and considerate, being there for each other during the hard times, um, and moving in love overall. And something I also wanted to say real quick was, you know, to the point of accountability, it's also being able to be like, dang, my bad. I didn't realize that offended you. Being able to say when you're wrong and apologize, being able to be like, dang, my bad. I'll do better next time. So like you, whatever the case may be. Being able to hold yourself accountable. So,
um, and being humble too.
yeah.
Being humble. And well, this really quick, just to land back off it. You don't have to pull it up on screen. This is Sirach 14:13. Do good unto thy friend before thou die, and according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him. So, before we leave this place, we want to be known as good women of the Lord, fear the Most High, but we also want to be known as good sisters, good friends to one another. Do good unto those around you before you die, because that's going to be written, on our reports too. How we treated our friends, were we accountable, were we humble, were we considerate, friendly, all these things, and according to your ability, you can never go far enough because we do it unto the Lord. Because these are the Lord's daughters, that we're dealing with when you talk about friends. So you don't want to take that lightly. You don't want to take that lightly, and you want to truly love your friends, love your sisters, and according to your ability, hey, stretch out your hand, give what you can, put some effort in,
Con.
love yours.
Con. That was a really good point, a good way to end it. And again, like we were saying earlier, some of these things doesn't just attend to your close friends, but also just loving your neighbor because y'all might not be close friends, but you're still supposed to uh, love your neighbor. You're still supposed to not suffer sin upon your neighbor. You still want to be considerate and moving in a considerate fashion to your neighbor. But for this lesson in general, so like we're touching more so on friendship, but some of these things do also go both ways with just being a good neighbor according to the Bible. So, but if you didn't have anything else, y'all wanna Lord willing, y'all can touch into part two, because just because someone calls you a friend doesn't mean that they actually are one. So on part two, we're gonna talk about how to identify fake
Mm-hmm.
friends, toxic friends, and jealous friends in friendships. Because you may say somebody, you might got somebody in your corner saying they a friend, but they may not actually be a friend. So
Mm-hmm.
this one we touched on the foundation of what is a friend. Lord willing, it was edifying to y'all. We
Con.
touched on the foundation of what is a friend according to the Bible and what they may look like. But the next one we're gonna touch on what a friend is, what isn't a friend, and what they may look like. Because you may not be able to decipher the red flags and stuff. We're gonna help you decipher those through the Spirit, okay?
Lord willing, yes, con.
According to the Bible, Lord willing. So, God,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
All praise the Most High. Lord willing, sisters, enjoyed this. It was edifying. We always want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High God of Israel. We love sisters and enjoy the rest of y'all Sabbath day. Shalom.
Shalom, my person most high.